Well, welcome back, my friends, to another, you know what time it is, rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors. A Timberwolf rendition. Happy Work Tough Gear Wednesday. Guys, I love Work Tough Gear Wednesday. I really do. God knows I do. I put enough time and effort into it. But I love it all the more when I'm doing one of Vic Linn's designs. Now, Vic Linn is the owner of Work Tough Gear, an amazing guy. He has been exceptional to me, but not only to me, to his designers. He's given guys who would have had a chance anywhere else to have a design made. Vic's made that possible, and he's brought some amazing designs forward that we wouldn't have had. You see, Vic Linn's more than just the owner, more than just, he's a designer. He's a brother in the blade, a true brother in the blade, and he's a good dude. He's also one of my probably top 4 or 5. Here's why I like Vic Linn's designs. They're easy to use. You've heard me say that a lot here lately. He does great handles, world-class heat treat. They're simple. They're easy to carry. I could go on and on. Seriously, I'm holding this knife as we speak. Now, this is the Timberwolf, okay? It has a 3.5-inch blade. It has a 3.5-inch cutting edge. It has about a 5 1/8 inch handle. Well, the handle scales are about 5 1/8, something like that. The handle is skeletonized. But here's the deal, guys. On a knife like this, this is either a belt knife or a pocket fixed blade. Work Tough Gear's got one of the toughest heat treats in the world, and it's going to hold up to whatever you need it to. Okay, and somebody will say, well, it's skeletonized. What about the zombie apocalypse? I'm not getting it. I can't deal with stupid today. Here's what I'll tell you. I've got probably almost 200 videos of Work Tough Gear knives, and this might be the last one. I'll always love Work Tough Gear, but here's what I'm saying. Whether it's the last one or there's a million more to go, I will stand on Work Tough Gear. I'll stand behind it because I have vast experience. There's a lot of things, guys, that I don't really mention a lot of, and I do the whole novice at best. But when you got close to 200 videos, when you've chopped, when you've stabbed, when you've sliced, as much as I have with as many different knives from Work Tough Gear as I have, I feel like I can tell you, I'll put my name on them. I've said this a million times. I'll say it a million more. If my boy and his sons were going camping, I'd put Work Tough Gear in their hands. And my grandsons, when they get older, it'll be Work Tough Gear. I believe in them that much. I do get knives from them to review. I am not paid by them. And the truth is, don't need to be. I love doing these reviews. Here's the deal. Well, let's do this. Guys, there was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. We know that. We talk about that a lot. The real number is between 15 and 29. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. And really, all that means is this: vets, man, we love you. You got a place here. I back the blue. It's a personal choice. I'm not arguing about it. These are my causes that I believe in, and I believe in them enough to respect your right not to. How do you do it, Scabber? Well, I don't break the damn law anymore. I used to a lot, and I mess up here and there. And when I do, I accept responsibility for it. Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. So what I was going to say, guys, is this. Right here, we're cutting that sandblast hose, that reinforced sandblast hose. And I've been cutting it that way, kind of an accordion style. I can get more cuts on it, and I think it puts a little more wear on that edge. But here's the thing. The thing that I love about this knife, I believe the handle thickness is right at 5/8. The palm swell width is right at 1 1/8 inches, so it fits my hand perfectly. Here we're doing the Donnie B All Day drop test, throw it at the pallet test. The thing is this, guys, if you're new here, these aren't reviews. I'm not an expert, I'm a novice at best, and what I'm doing is I'm talking about the knife in my hand. I will say this again, after all the videos that I've done, I feel very, very comfortable putting my name on Work Tough Gear because we've literally beat the shit out of them. It's been about a 2.5-year ride, and it's been a great ride. Absolutely loved it. If it ended today, I'd be happy and blessed and still celebrate Work Tough Wednesday, which I love. The thing is this, guys. I think one of the things that I'm so drawn to work Tuff Gear for is, and I mentioned this earlier, but it's ease of use. What do I mean by that? Well, watch kind of what we do. Yes, we do some of the same stuff or a lot of the same stuff every day. I do that to give you guys a good look at each knife performed as close to the same as I can, right? Each knife is different. There are choppers, there are slicers, there's pocket EDCs. But I hope, and my hope by showing the same stuff and doing the same stuff is you'll say, hey, this knife performs this set better than that knife, or etc. Or I need this knife for this knife for that. That's kind of the goal. I realize no one or not everyone works in an industrial setting. So we tried to just tell you, hey, sometimes, man, turn off the narration. I know that's hard to do, but turn off the narration and just watch the knife work and cross it over to what you do with a knife. The strengths of this knife, I believe, would be these. Wood prep, fire prep. I believe it would be a good skinner. Now, I've had folks ask me a lot over this past month, Scab, would that be a good skinner? And the way I'll answer that is this, okay? A knife is only as good as your skill set. I don't say that being smart. I say that being honest. So if you look at it and go, man, that would be a good skinner, here's a couple things that I'm just coming to believe as we go. If you get a knife and you get that knife for a specific purpose, say you took this knife and you're like, I'm going to make that a hunting knife. It's a drop point, 3.5-inch blade, 3.5-inch cutting edge, 0.12 thickness, SK85. So it's a high carbon steel that's very easy to sharpen. You might want to take it, and if I was a betting man, now I don't know specifically because this is a saber grind with a convex cutting edge, as a lot of them are. You might want to thin that edge out some, right? If I was guessing, if I was betting, I'd say this is about a 20 per side, 20 degree per side. You might want to thin that out. But if you were going to use this just as a camp knife, dude, this thing's perfect. It'll do everything you need it to do. It's not huge. It's not cumbersome. You could stick it in its Kydex sheath. You could stick it in your pocket. You could put an ulti clip in it, stick it in your belt. You could put a nylon clip on it or make you a leather sheath and carry it as belt carry, scout carry. It's very, very versatile in everything it does. I am a big fan of SK85. I've said this a lot. SK85 is not a super steel. It's just a really good high carbon steel. I've had great luck maintaining the blades. They all come with a 90-degree spine so you can strike a ferrocenium rod. There, you see right here, I think I just did it with the batoning where I just basically batoned the thing down to a toothpick. I was wanting to show you there how thin we could get it. Now, this is the box store wood. It's all knotted up. It's hard as hell. And honestly, guys, for a knife this size, this is about as hard as I'm going to go on it. Now, and people do the same shit. Oh, in the survival, in the apocalypse, you're not going to beat the shit out of your knife in the apocalypse. I don't know. That's the dumbest ass thing I've ever heard. Or even in a survival situation. You're going to use it as a cutting tool, as a self-defense tool, as a game processing tool. I let people go crazy, man, and think we're going to fight cyborgs and robots and shit. If we do, it won't be with a pocket knife or a pocket fixed blade, I would hope. But this knife's going to do what you need it to do. What do you need it to do? I need it to skin game. I need it to build a shelter. I need it to build a fire. I need it to cut rope. I need it to cut somebody out of a car, etc. This knife will do it. Extremely comfortable in hand. I love that G10. It fits me perfectly. It's got kind of a false swedge to it, but if you wanted to put the time in, you could do it. I like skinning rope. Skinning wire. I used to do that at my other job. Guys, got about a minute left. Listen, I love Vic Linn. He is a brother in the blade. About a month ago, I said, Mr. Vic, there's a lot of us that would like to see more of your blades, more of your designs, more of you. We love everybody else. God bless everybody else. But we want to see more of you. And you know what he said? He said, Scott, I get a lot of joy out of watching a knife designer's dream come true. And that really spoke to me. It spoke to me on a lot of levels. It tells me a lot about who Vic is. It also tells me that the guys he's brought in and the guys that he's made nice for, he believes in. And if he believes in them, I'm going to believe in them. Because I believe in Mr. Vic. He's an awesome dude. Guys, I love the Timberwolf. I know this has been a little rambly. Most of mine are. What I want you to take from this is this. I'm Scab. You're not. I'm gone, son. Love y'all.